Miss,
Okay, great. Good morning to all the faculty members and the students. Hope you all are very safe and healthy at your homes in all the situation going on. Uh, so fine. Today we will be discussing some things in relation with energy and engineering. So, uh, as sir told, just discussed that I've worked in various forms of bioenergy and energy efficiency, both parts. So I think energy is a topic that is very much relevant to the mechanical department, and the mechanical students are like they can handle, according to me, they can handle any branch of engineering, any problems, or uh, uh, they can study any branch of engineering and work in it. So if we just go through various utilities in our day-to-day life, see, we can see there are motors, various motors that can be seen in daily routine. At home, we can see right from the mixer blender to huge motors used for various pumps and blowers in industry. We are having ACs at home, air conditioning units at home, which are just 1 or 2 TR capacity, and those units in malls and multiplexes, which are around hundreds of tons of capacity. So similarly, there are pumps that we use daily in our house for pumping water to the overhead tanks. From that to the huge pumps that are used in thermal power plants and big water pumping facilities, municipal water pumping facilities, which are some 500 HP or even more sometimes. Similarly, the boilers. See, I'm discussing all these things which the BE students have already studied in past 3 years. So I just want to relate the studied things to the practical applications. Okay, so if you see a boiler and steam system, then uh, we can see simple pressure cooker in our house is also a boiler. It works under pressure, and from that to boilers of thermal power plants, which generate steam at high pressure, and it is used for mechanical use, or boilers in process industries where the steam is used for heating applications. Similarly, we have refrigeration systems, a small refrigerator that can store vegetables and generate ice in daily application, to a huge chilling system or a refrigerated warehouse that can store huge amount of maybe vegetables, fruits, and other material, meat and all, for at large scales, means tons of material can be stored in refrigerated facilities. Similarly, we have some vacuum systems, like we have small vacuum cleaners for our cars and at home. From that to the vacuum systems in process industries like sugar industry and other systems where there are big vacuum pumps, as well as there are steam jet ejectors, water jet ejectors that generate vacuum for various purposes. So all these utilities, if we see, they are all that, and these we have studied in last 2 3 years, right? So these things are there that we can see in day-to-day life. So, and even and we neglect it. We are not much aware of all these applications. Like if I ask you, can anyone tell at what pressure do we fill the air in our um, uh, vehicle tires, maybe two-wheeler or four-wheeler? Or at what pressure the pressure cooker cooks the food? Does anyone know? Or at what pressure our water pump works? So can anyone answer? Just I know that virtual classrooms are very less interactive, but if anyone can answer, I would like to know. I just want to know if we are aware of all these things. Hello.
I request put the participant, those who want to speak, just turn on your mic and then talk, and then again switch it off. That audio.
Does anyone know? If not, you can just check after this session. See, the only thing is that we have to look around us and seek the opportunities where we can gain knowledge, right? So we have studied all these things in books and we have cleared our papers and all. Okay, someone has written uh, 30 to 35 psi. Can you convert it into bar? Pressure cooker 15 psi. Okay. Okay, I think this awareness should come in our practice, right? So everywhere we go, we can check the rating of motor. We can see whether where the DC motors are used. DC motors are used right from small fans, USB fans to railway engines also. Huge DC motors are used in railway engines. Okay. Okay, good. So people are converting the units also. So this units and the applications of everything that we have studied so far, that I think we should uh, keep in mind and keep observing, right? Now, when I am discussing this, why I am discussing because all these applications have direct relation with energy, right? Just imagine a situation when there is power cut. What you hear after that is just a pin drop silence, right? So all the equipment that are working are using some energy, primary or secondary, or even you all enjoy riding a bike and uh, just moving around for maybe hundreds of kilometers. You go for a long drive, or you enjoy biking, but if the same bike is out of fuel, then it is a burden on everyone, right? So in that case, you don't even like to push it for a half a kilometer also. So it becomes a burden. So in absence of the source of energy, all these equipment that we are discussing are very difficult to handle, or we don't want these equipment, right? So energy in this case plays such an important role, right? I would have liked if this would have been a more interactive session, but I hope you are with me. There are many people who are joining late. Okay, we have already started, and we have discussed various mechanical utilities that you all have studied in last 2 or 3 years, and how all these are directly related to energy consumption. Okay, so when we talk about this energy consumption, again, we are talking everything that you have studied earlier, and I'm just trying to relate it in the practical life. So when we talk about these aspects of energy, we can see majorly we utilize energy in form of electrical energy or thermal energy. Thermal means we use some fuel that is burnt, and this heat thermal energy is used in some forms. So in most of the electrical applications, you will find 90% applications are electric motors. Okay, maybe AC motors or DC motors. The electric motors find a huge amount of application in the practical life. You can go to any means if you see HVAC system, the chillers are working with electric motors. The AHUs, air handling units, are working with electrical motors. The blowers are using electrical motors. All the machinery, manufacturing machinery, are using various kinds of and capacities of electric motors. So electric motors are a huge. They have a huge application all over the industrial and engineering part. And the second part is the heaters, electric heaters. Uh, Other than this, there are hardly any applications. But these things form. These are the main loads that are used in this. Similarly, when the fuel is used, the major application is heating, that is the furnaces and some related things, as well as the engines that engines and the turbines, gas turbines and all, which consume this fuel and convert it into mechanical energy. So, other than this, there are very small applications that use this electrical and thermal energy. Uh, and we can look around and see how is this being used. Now, we will just touch certain renewable energy sources. Is everyone with me? Is there any problem? Hello?
No, sir. All good, sir. All are
Okay.
hearing. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I didn't get the feedback, so I have to
Okay.
check.
In comment box, I request the participant to post in the comment box whatever you feel or whatever there are questions or something. You can directly post in our comment box, please. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so we have seen the various mechanical and electrical applications or engineering applications that we can see in all domestic, commercial, and industrial levels, and how energy basically is consumed by these applications. Another thing I'd like to touch is the renewable energy part, which contains this bioenergy, which I have worked in. Very popular form is the solar energy. It might be solar thermal or solar PV. So there is wind energy, tidal energy, geothermal, hydropower is hydro energy is there, which is the potential energy that is converted to the mechanical and electrical energy further. So there are other forms of energies that are eventually converted to mechanical or thermal energy and used in various applications, right? So so this is the energy part that we cover. And now, what is the significance when you use some forms of energies? When it is natural, like there is some solar energy, bioenergy, or the natural forms in which we use, there is a natural cycle. So we are not disturbing the nature, we are not disturbing environment when we use natural forms of energies. So we call them renewable energy. And when we talk about power generation, when we talk about the vehicle fuel, uh, the crude oil, the gas that is being extracted from uh, the earth. So we are using these fossil fuels. When we use these fossil fuels, they are not renewable because they they have been formed after huge period of time, right? So maybe millions of years after they were buried, they were converted to this fossil fuels. So these we are extracting and burning. So the carbon dioxide that is eventually formed, that is being released to the atmosphere, and you all know these are the greenhouse effect that is causing global warming and other pollutants, the methane that is being released. So all these greenhouse gases that are affecting the environment, that is, they are disturbing the balance of nature. Okay, so these so the environmental problems that are caused due to this extensive use of energy, these are the major concern at this moment. The other part, when we talk about energy and energy conservation, from the business point of view, is the energy cost. Because in a manufacturing or process or any kind of business, any industry, the major costs are human resource, machinery, material, and energy. So other three costs, the human resource cost, the material cost, they are very hard to control now. They are ever increasing. Whereas the energy is something where if we work on energy efficiency and we try and reduce the energy consumption, then it becomes it is very much possible to save the energy cost. So reduction of cost and reduction of environmental impact are very important things in when we talk about energy and in energy efficiency or energy conservation. And as I discussed earlier, when we talk about energy conservation, uh, all this is related to some engineering applications. So efficient